Hello everyone, I'm the Alan, and I had to wear my t-shirt today just to keep cool. That's how hot it is today. But anyway, what are chords? Let's find out. So I advise you to find a notebook and a pencil, preferably, so that you write some of these things, because I'll be referring to previous videos and I will be introducing new terms as we go. So things will start getting complicated soon. So if you want to follow, get a notebook and pencil and start writing this down. Pencil, not pen. In music, we use pencils. A few weeks ago, we looked at scales. So what are scales, right? You go watch that video, but I will just describe a little bit. So this is not the conventional definition of scales, but this is how I define them, and I think this works. So scales are a group of notes that sound nice when played one after the other, right? So we did the major scale and the minor scale. So the major scale was like da 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 da, right? So that is notes played one after the other. That is a scale. There are different kinds of scales, different notes that can be played one after the other and still sound nice, which we'll get into later. But for now, let's get into chords. So chords are notes that sound nice if played simultaneously, not one after the other. So that's a difference between a scale and a chord. So a chord, the notes have to be played simultaneously. So it's usually 3 notes and above. But 2 notes can even be a chord called a power chord. We'll get into that in future. But for now, I'll give you an example of a chord, how a chord sounds like. So there are a lot of different combinations of notes that sound nice if played simultaneously. And we'll get to all those different kind of chords from next week going on. But today I'll just give you a small example of what a chord sounds like. So we'll get to instruments later. We'll get to guitars and pianos and things like that. But since we're learning theory at the moment, it's all in your head. You transfer it to the instrument after you understand it in your head. So this chord we're gonna do is called a major chord. And to form a major chord, you need the first degree. Now degree is also something is also a term you have to know. So a degree, it just means the position at which the note is within the scale. So we said we have 7 notes in the scale, right? So the notes the note that's at the 4th position is at the 4th degree. So when I say this in future, now you have to know this. So we will use the 1st degree, the 3rd degree, and the 5th degree. When we're doing the do re mi's, it will be the do mi so. Remember, do re mi fa sol la ti. We remove all those other notes and be left with do mi so. Right? So together it will sound like so. That is a chord. So from next week, we'll be learning different kinds of chords, which will be different kinds of note combinations you can make to make interesting sounds, right? So we'll look at that from next week. But for now, if you have something that you want to know quickly, you can comment to that thing and I'll make a short video about that thing, even if we haven't gotten to it yet. So just comment with any question or whatever, and I'll see you next week. Boom!